Just the other side of that tree line is the Green River. On the other side of that river is cornfields and soybean fields as far as you can see. On this side, you got a soybean field here. Right here behind me, you got a strip of woods that separates this soybean field, the creek going through it. I guess you call this a SNZ. And on the other side of it's another soybean field. I just walked through that little old section of timber there, and this is what it looks like on the other side. It's another huge soybean field. Deer in this thing pretty much every night. Of course, all the soybeans have been harvested, but they still coming out here in this field, catching all the beans that's left on the ground. On the other side of that tree line is another soybean field. All that is woods up there, for woods and cedar, hardwoods and cedar trees mixed, and it's thick, beautiful. It's probably, I don't know, square mile worth of woods at least in there. All kinds of rolling hills and hollers. Beautiful country. And this is pretty typical of the kind of rubs you're going to find on this property. Yeah, we're right there. Property's got pretty good road access going around the edges of these fields. You can drive down the edge of some of these fields. Most of them got access roads coming in from every angle, cutting across. We're on the opposite side of the property from the river. You can see the top of that hill right there. There's a little tree line there. There's a soybean field on the other side of that tree line. Soybean field on this side of that tree line. As you're going around through here, this all soybean field here, you got another tree line there. It's probably 100 yards thick. On the other side of it's another soybean field. All that up in there's a hilltop ridge, hardwood, cedars. It's just got rubs and deer sign everywhere you look. All back in there's just roads, and that gap right there, I don't know if that's an old power line gap or what it is, but it goes all the way over to that other road that drops down to the river bank. And this is the other side of the tree line, and this is the field on that side. You see a small little strip of trees there, that field above it, and then a section of trees and another field over there, and in this field here that just keeps rolling all the way back basically to the highway. These deer down here, they ain't got hardly nothing to eat. I don't know what in the world they gonna feed these deer, but anyway, we just run some deer out of that corner over there, driving back out. It's just about getting time for the deer to start coming out in the fields, and they're not liking us driving around down here in their fields. Vaughn wants to see a deer, so we're gonna walk up here, sneak up here to this other field. There's one deer. That might be a buck right there.
Seeing that tree line's our land to the left. Yeah, there's a group up there right under the moon. Is that where you're talking about?
I'm not going to study. Woods right there.
Let's start at the telephone pole. I'm counting one. Start at the telephone pole, far left, bottom deer. 1, 2, 3, right there, close to the telephone pole. Come up. There's 4,
There's one right there waving its tail.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a buck. There's a good buck there.
Which one?
Going
Let me
up.
get that camera. Rick, I'm gonna video that.
It's recording. I'm gonna quit shaking its tail. See you through the
Now,
water.
there's one. He's walking up the hill. You see? Okay, you come in. You see the tall tree.
Yep.
I always see that was. Right now, he's antlers. We're only thing sticking up there.
My wife Yvonne wanted to see where I went to hunt back during deer season, so she and I went back to Kentucky to visit one more time with Rick Brizendine. Took her for a tour of the farm that we hunted and just kind of drove around that afternoon. We actually have the truck parked on the side of the road just watching a herd of deer. She loves doing this kind of stuff, watching deer. Now, she won't hardly shoot a deer. Can't get her to go hunt with me, but she'll sit out there in a shooting house staring at deer, filming deer. She's got her binoculars in her hand, so does Rick. Trying to get him turned this way. They got a better view of him with binoculars than what I do with this video camera, but he's a pretty buck. I would consider that one a shooter in my opinion. We're having a ball. If you guys ever get a chance to hunt in Kentucky, you ought to do it. It's a lot different than Alabama, I can tell you that. I'm not used to all this ag country, seeing deer out in the fields everywhere, every evening in the mornings, standing there looking at you. Deer in Alabama just don't act like this. They get shot at too much, way too much hunting pressure. Take a trip to Kentucky. I promise you'll love it.